We're live. Okay. Now I gotta check some stuff. Okay. Mic is good. It's going to Twitch, I think. I don't know why this is all blacked out, but that's fine for now. Is there a YouTube dashboard for stream? Looks good. Let's try that. Done. Okay, that's fine. Test Twitch chat. Test YouTube chat. Okay, mute that. This one's good. That one's good. Nice. Alright, we're live. It's time to game. Oh, I gotta do some serious grinding. Alright, first things first. I'm going to play a warrior, prot warrior in Dragonflight. So, which warrior do I play? Well, it turns out I don't actually want to play any more warriors up because I want to play a dwarf, but I also want the dwarven armor because it looks really cool, the heritage armor. So we're going to go ahead and level a dwarf paladin, or a dwarf warrior. So, I've prepared a care package, but we do have to create the character. So, we're going regular dwarf because I think the racial is more important for tanking, especially if you want to push keys. Our name, we have our name. We are Dolly. The way I create characters is I click this button 4 times, and then if I hate it, I do it 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do hate it. Actually, can I... Tattoos. Is there even any tattoo that I like? Because I kinda... That one's kind of what I want. Can this be red? Is that cool? No. Okay, I don't actually care. Alright, we're going back, and we're going to random 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hate it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't see that tattoo before. Okay, I don't hate it. We're playing the game. Exile's Reach. Let's drag him up. He's at the top. He's my new main. At least for Dragonflight. I'm going to level starting. I'm going to level as a Demon Hunter. Because that guy's really geared, and I do want a Demon Hunter, and I think it'll be fun, and he's got legendaries, and it'll be smooth and whatnot. And then, second character that I level is going to be this tank. And I think they've got, like, a good repeat thing for... like Threads of Fate, but better. So. Oh, I didn't think about all this. I'm gonna have to fix all my add-ons and all my UI. Well, that's just something I'm gonna have to do. I didn't realize I'd be on a boat either. Okay, I know how to play the game. This one can go there, and then when I reload, it'll be gone. Okay. We are going to put the toy box down for mail. Oh, I can't? Okay, that's fine. I have to do this before I can get my mail. We'll blast through this, we'll get to the beach, and then we will, we'll get to the beach, we'll put down our thing, we'll drop our care package, we'll send ourselves some stuff. We are Dolly. Dolly. Level 2 already. I don't even have my BOA gear, man. Do I have any abilities? I have a charge, and I have a slam. Oh, I'm on the beach. Right? Another cutscene, though? That's fine, that's fine. I don't want to watch cutscenes. I'm on the beach, I'm on the beach. Alright, so we log out. We send my care package. Now here's the thing, do we level purely as tank, or do we DPS for some stuff? Because I think that would go faster, but tank is fine. Okay, so we go to this dude. He's got all the care package stuff for Dolly. Dolly. Send mail to Dolly. That didn't all send. More to Dolly. And gold of 20,000. Gold. 0 silver. Should be good. Throw down Katie? Why can't Katie come down? Okay. Rare scanner. Details. Voodoo. Plater. TSM. Bigwigs. Mythic Dungeon Tools. Trade Skill Master. Weak Auras. Details. I just want to track my mini map. How do I track? Alright, we disable this for a minute. Now we find, no, we don't care about the barber. We don't care. We want to track innkeepers, we want to track mailbox, we want to track Flight Master's fine, that's all good. Yeah, that's all good. So there's no mail around here. I can't drop my thing. Interface. Auto loot. Yes. Okay, that. That's all good. Display, no. That's all good. That's all good. I want to enable all my action bars. No, that's fine. Stacking's fine. Yeah, I want stacking. Camera shake is an option. Let's see what that does. I've never noticed that. Raid profile. Yeah, I want to display the power bars. I want to. Let's display pets for now. Let's see if that gets annoying. I want to display class colors. Is that not normal? Yeah, use raid style. Display class colors. Oh, that's default now. Okay. That didn't used to be default, I don't think. System, that stuff is multi-character. That's all good. Okay. Alright, Google mailbox, exiles, reach. There are no mailboxes, and mailbox toys such as Keystone are disabled. Why? Why did they do that? Okay. I will play the game the way they want me to play it. Not quite, because I'm going to use some add-ons. Oh, I didn't move my racial. And I don't know where to find my racial in this setup here. LVUI profiles. Go to my paladins one. And I'll just go to my warriors. That should be good. And then copy from my warrior. Why does it not look good? That is not what my warrior looks like. My warrior must use the other warriors. Warrior. No, that does not look right. Arms. There we go. I found it. That's fine. I just need to see all of my abilities. That's my trinket. This one is my racial. Yeah, shift that. Perfect. And then we're gonna log out. Well, no, we don't need to log out. We can just reload. Perfect. A bit sad that we can't get bind on account gear yet. I have a whole care package ready to play the game. We have to kill these, right? First aid kits recovered from Murlocs. Okay. I got one. Can I reach him? Oh, I can get my mount. What is he called? Chauffeur. I don't even have that on my bars, do I? Oh, I could just create my own BOA gear. That's kind of silly. They didn't think about that? I didn't think about it till now. But I am going to replace all of it in 10 levels, let's say. Once I get to town with a mailbox, because I have enchanted gear, which is fun. There we go. Mounts. Chauffeur. Where's my Z? Do I even have it? It's not going to let me bind the Z, is it? I'm just going to have to click it for a few levels. Oh no, I could set it as a favorite. And then my thing works. I'm so smart. What is this? Why is that in such a weird spot? Achoo! Oh, I got shield slam. Okay. We go back sword and shield because I have shield slam now. Loot. I don't know what add-on's telling me where this is, but I'm gonna go get it. Raw meat collected. Okay. Absolutely. Ooh. Belt. Oh, I just put that on my bar, but I didn't slot it into my bar. I can see the cooldown, but I can't see. Can't use the keybind. Oh, I don't have weapon throw yet. Oh, goodness. Got my meat. I already got that treasure chest, so I don't know why it's still on my map. Alt shift left click to set as looted. Okay. You're teaching me how to cook? Okay. Wow, she actually resets my charge cooldown. I don't have heroic leap. Oh, I'm good. You didn't even hurt me, dude. Don't know what you were doing. It wasn't slapping me, though. Do I have Battle Show yet? Oh, I have Hamstring. I don't care about Hamstring. Are they gonna make me use it? I know where I want to put it. Shift 4. Stone Form, Explorer. Okay, that's all good. There's a rare here. I'm gonna kill these. Oh, he's got big aggro range. We're gonna hit that. We're gonna get some rain. Oh, he's dead. I thought that was gonna be an actual fight. I'm gonna position him in the middle so that I don't have to move around to loot too much. Oh, I could have helped him and gotten an extra tag. Whoops. It's been a while. Quillboard treasures up there. I think I go up there anyway. Hey, brother. Okay, he's not coming. I'm just gonna kill this. He didn't make it. Are they gonna get mad when I loot this? Victory Rush, learned at 5. Okay. Yeah, I got Victory Rush. Is there anything else you're telling me? Okay, that one's done. What am I doing? Dolly. The quest for heritage armor. Can I shoot yet? Ignore that. Skip that. Can I shoot yet? No. My son's life. Oh, I gotta test an item. Chauffeur, my friend Franklin. Do I do anything? Oh, okay, I charge. He, what? I'm doing it. I did it. We're going on a trip. Henry, the last dinosaur. Never watch cutscenes. Not in this game. Oh, we're getting backpack slots. Yes, sir. Teach me execute. I need to go back to the mainland. South of the north. Harpy problem. Did I get any new? Ooh, shield block. Okay, I need to slot that there. I don't know if I'll be using that anytime soon. We go down, we jump down, fight our way back up. Okay. We can't go very deep. Never mind. Are you gonna help me? Freed expedition member. Member. Nice. Always start your fight with something silly. Oh yeah, charge. I mean, yeah, that's something you should tell a new player. It's definitely better than not starting with charge. We keep going down, Dolly. Dolly. Do I have a weapon throw yet? Oh my goodness. When do I get it? Is it a quest? Heroic throw? No shot. I have to wait till level 24. Okay, well, I can put shield block on my proper bar. There. Oh, we're just cheating the game? You're just allowed to run out? Alright. I see you, Druid. Let me off. Can I have an exit button? Those spiders. Okay, I can delete that. Should I be saving this stuff? Because, like, it's gonna be worth something in a little bit. Once the, change goes through where you can transmog white stuff. I don't know why it doesn't just go through now. We fight as true warriors. We're fighting each other? We'll fight you, dude. My E button, my E button. $200 damage, sir? I feel like this one's gonna send me there and then back there and then we go up there. I think that's a side quest. I don't know if we have to do that one. I definitely did it before on a different character, but we're gonna see what happens if we just don't, you know? Good, good. We fight towards the treasure, then we fight towards the boss, and then we should be good. Little bait, little guys spawning in front of us. Got a good dwarf. Something huge found us. We're blocking attacks. It's probably not worth the rage. Should just... Wait, why is it hamstrung? I didn't do that. Let's get out there. Okay, I had to kill one more dude and get one more little totem shrine thingy tree. Dolly. Didn't I see it over here? Yeah. Good. Yes, he returns me back here. I'm gonna avoid that quest for now. Let's try to not do that. area looting. I already had that. That's weird. I learned taunt though. Okay, that's huge. Let's put that on my bar. Okay, I don't want to wear those yet. That's all good. I'm gonna have to grab that quest, aren't I? No, I want this quest before I do that. They're probably both the same thing. Oh, this is an optional. It's dead right now. If it was alive, maybe. Alright, transform me, game. Can you not because I was on the chauffeur? Alright, we're good, we're good. Can I just do this quest as an ogre? Yes, drive me around as the ogre. Oh, we lost the ogre thing. Dude, the base damage of execute is insane. Let's pop a shield block. Stack some rage. Bop. Yeah, execute. Broken. Love to see it. He's sending me deep in this cave? It's not where I want to go. Let's play real quick. Nice. Ganondorf. Getting through the room after room, disabling lasers. Did the sun arrows work? Or fire arrows? For that one room. Alright, we got our ogre back. We're totally incognito, even though we're riding a bike. No one's ever seen situation like this before. They'll never know. We are masters of disguise. Show what you got. What are you trying to get me to do here? What am I? Oh, I typed wave. Whoops. Sometimes you gotta read the quest. Oh yeah, those guys. There's one room in that place that's really hard, actually. Maybe it's after, though. You know what I'm talking about? The one with the stairs? Remember that room? I have to recover 3 ward stones. Okay. Okay, the ward stones are on these lieutenant guys. Free necklaces? Anybody else out here? No. I got a tag, huge. I won't kill it so he can do it. He's killing his own. I tried. 1 more catapult, 2 more catapults. Do I go up for this chest? Might as well. Dolly. It's just silver when I get this. That's not worth my time. I got whirlwind. That's kind of cool. I got pummel. Yeah, that is nice, dude. I need that. Where do I track my interrupt? Somewhere over there? Yeah. Normally I just look at the other bar, but it doesn't exist, so. I guess I put this on number 6. I don't really use whirlwind on prot, but I need to kill more regular dudes. Oh, 6 more regular dudes. There any dudes up here? No. This is troll. I'm using this invis bunny to reset my She skipped it. How did she skip that room? Just walking through? Was it not necessary? Oh, did we just farm that room? We spent a lot of time in that room farming hearts just to fight, didn't we? Maybe that's why I remember that room. Because it was like just breaking pots. You go in and out of it. Is that why? Can I spell reflect? That'd be fun. Alright, we did it. Now we get to go over here. Auto walk? Perfect. place the stones. We win the game. Yes, we will stop the ritual. Oh. Master Quest. Is that unlucky or kind of sick? Because at this point, she's just done everything, right? Do I have to read this thing again? Use group finder to enter the dungeon. Okay. That room is the room you are in when you fall fighting him. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we just fell a lot, and that's why I remember that. Yeah, I have 2 group trackers. I don't know what this one is. That's not normal to me. What is that? An optional enemy? Yeah, he seems optional. My bad, team. Let's play the game. I'm gonna mark myself. Nice, it works. Does anyone have AoE yet? I guess I do. I'm blasting. Is everyone here? Let's go. I never actually magic and hearts in the pots. Yeah, okay. So every time you fall, you can actually heal, and so we probably just did that a lot. They're beating me. I gotta spam slams more. Oh, execute. That's my ticket. There's a cooldown. Found a sweet shield, dude. No, I don't. I'm gonna destroy it. Alright, I did it. The blocks, she couldn't move. Behind that's the fairy in your heart. Go white and take off your damage. Yeah, that's the final power, right? That's where I thought it was. So you essentially have double the light. Wait, what? Behind that is a fairy, and your hearts go white and you take off damage. Wait, what? That's a Master Quest thing, right? That's not the final spell. I should have pulled rage. Oh, it doesn't matter. I won't even get time for 2 executes. Find his stuff. Does this look cool? No, that looks terrible. Let's get out of here. Let me out of here. Last spell was in the desert. When active, you take less damage and it uses mana. Oh. Naru's Love. Yeah, I don't remember that. Fly me to Stormwind. There's nothing else here, right? I don't care if there is. It's time to do some dungeons. I guess I gotta select what expansion I'm leveling in. Nothing new. Apprentice riding. See your trainer. Yes, sir. How long does this take? How long does that take? American and non can't cope. The capital of the Alliance. I know my way. Thank you. That was fun. See Chromie? And it's just Chromie's call. Okay, where's my riding trainer? Did they move him? First things first, pop some heirloom, a toy box, do these scouting things. What else can I do? That's it? Shadowlands Engineering 1. Okay, I can't do that. Shrink my whole body. Whispers for falling speed. Yeah. Dolly. Can I talk to any of these guys? There we go. Where's the riding trainer? Stable master. Harbor, no. Profession trainer, riding. Riding trainer. Okay, where is it? Yeah, see, they moved it. You used to have to go, like, all the way out here to Eastvale Logging Camp. Now you don't have to. You can go in town. But I forgot where it was, so. Dolly. Can I queue for dungeons? I can queue for Freehold? Battle for Azeroth. Let's go, dude. 10 to 50. Okay, let's get training before I forget, and then I will do my... Chauffeur, remove favorite. Now I can ride whatever I want, but I can't fly yet. Okay, that's totally fine. Let's go see Chromie. I don't know what I choose. I don't know if it matters or I just queue for every single dungeon imaginable and spam dungeons all the way up. Okay, I guess I set my hearth. I don't know where it is actually. Alright, so we sell. Oh, it sold all the grays. Whatever. Okay, we got the transmog for everything. I'm gonna keep some white stuff so I can sell it later. Maybe I'll go to the bank now. There's a bank here, isn't there? Just around the corner? Bank? No, the bank's in Dwarven District. No, okay, we'll go through Dwarven, we'll hit the bank, we'll get mail. We'll set our hearth in the Dwarven District, is fine. Dolly. How's she doing? Is she bouncing the projectiles back? Getting big hits on him when he falls down in the middle? Because you gotta jump that. Do you have her boots or does she roll into the jump? It's also the input lag that she's dealing with on that thing, so that's not easy. Okay, first things first, set our hearth. Innkeeper. Okay, this is my home now. Excellent. I can delete this hearthstone. I want to get all of this stuff from the mail. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I can't do that because that. Okay, that's good. Yes, give me that. Give me that. Those can go there. That can go there. Good, good, good. Let's store all the white stuff. Is that good? They fit. Okay, that's all I care about for now. Okay, let's equip that. Oh, that one doesn't matter, does it? No, I already have one of those. I want one of those. Oh, I could slot that into there, and I could put that on my bar so I actually use it. Fun. I can take up that slot, that's fine. Okay, let's see. Bouncing. You have to shoot him with the light arrow. She hasn't done that. Oh. She's trying to pull out the bow after each shot and a quick spam sword, and sometimes it works. Pull out the bow after each. Oh. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. That's true. I thought you just keep hitting him forever and ever, and eventually he falls. But yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I can't use that until level 32? Then what's the point? Ghost Iron Spike, trolling my main account. Okay, that and that are good. I can't do anything with those. This one's better. I can delete this one. This one's better. I can delete this one. This can hang out down here. This one's better. I can delete this one. These are the same. Made by Dolly. I don't care. This one's better. I can delete this one. Delete this one. Yes, delete that one. What? I require level 50. Okay, can't I enchant ring finger? Okay, these are pretty cheap. Pact or accord? Accord of haste is 9. Pact is 6. Okay, let's try 9. Give me 2. If I buy 12 again, I'm gonna be mad. Good. Cannot be applied to items above level 140. This isn't above level 140. It's below level 140. Alright. Those don't work. We sell those. Can I buy the Accord ones? No, wait. Okay, Pact. Pact of Crit. No. Seals? Surely. You can go to BFA. You can learn enchanting, and then you can't enchant your own gear? So confused. That, I feel like that didn't used to be the way things worked. Dude, shields? I might need some shield transmog. These are some pretty cool shield transmogs. Might need to go with my paladin and go kill some bosses. Maddened event. Is that just the difficulties? LFR. I kind of like the purple one. That's the hardest one, I'm imagining. Red one's cool though. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Aegis of Salvation World Drop. Yeah, the shields go downhill pretty quick after these recent ones. Oh my god, these other ones are so bad. What are the ones that I do have? Filter. I have no good ones. Okay, I'm kind of sad about these. This can be deleted. This can be deleted. These can be sold. Can I use any... Word of haste? Above 60. Is that not just what I sold? Seal of haste. Okay, let's try word. Let's go. Give me that one haste. Oh, is this the wrong ring? Yeah, I don't want the mastery ring. What does mastery do for me? Oh, does it give me... I don't have mastery yet? I'm not prot, so I don't have mastery yet. That's crazy, dude. Give me more words. Word of haste. Alright, now where do I go? North. My hearth is set, my stuff is banked. Do I have things to slot? No, no, no. There's nothing new here. Charge, execute, hamstring, pummel, shield block. Yeah, I'm good. I've done all I can do. Chromie. Where do I want to level, Chromie? Do I just go BFA? Oh, I get everything and BFA. I don't have to choose. Do I go Legion for... No. I already did all my Legion stuff. I don't care about any transmog there. I don't think it matters. Guess I do this one to get my garrison during downtime. Warlords of Draenor. Random warlords. You must advance to do heroic dungeons. Okay. Can't I just do BFA? I don't actually want to do warlords. That was like a later thing when I'm chilling. Tides of War. That sounds like warlords. King's Command. I wish these told me where they go. I'd rather not run around town just to figure out where to go. I need a chauffeur that flies me. That would be nice. Dolly. Can I transmog? Is it worth it? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at these atrocious transmogs. War Council. That sounds like Battle for Azeroth. Yeah, let's do that. Archmage Khadgar. Let's skip that. Let's do BFA, BFA. I'm going the wrong way. Whoops. Yeah, I could do the warrior set. 7th Legion set. I almost have it all. I'm missing something? Yeah, I'm missing boots. Doesn't quite look right. Looks really weird on dwarf, actually. It's kind of sad. Brawlers. Oh, I can't transmog my feet because it's not soulbound. That's the problem. Okay, well, let's not do anything until I get feet then. Dolly.
Quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice to the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring.
Sheesh. Speak with Lady Jaina Broadmoor. That's that trinket. That's that trinket. Where's my summon random mounts button? Mounts. Summon favorite mount. I want to see that on my bars. Good, good. Around the Dwarven District.
Always juggled the 3/3 for some reason.
It is not risque. Ooh, Hand of Protection. Yeah, that's pretty sick, isn't it? Because then we can Alder Peacekeeper that.
Wait, he punted! He punted right back! He just had the onboard 2-for-1 with his Worgen. And he bubbled it instead so he doesn't get Wind Fury. Deal, Raren.
I mean, the Knife Juggler's still annoying, don't get me wrong, but the fact that he can't just solo trade into one of these 3-drops is really good. Like, that's actually kind of nuts.
Figuring it out.
Well, now we have Knife Juggler, but now it's just going to juggle the War. I mean, really it's genius, because he knows I'm just going to juggle it and give it the Wind Fury anyway. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? I gotta just go face, I think. I mean, I can make this trade. Isn't the absolute worst. If he wants to do his Worgen shenanigans, he's more than welcome to.
Let's start with this first. We'll discuss this afterwards. So this is going face. I'll also trade this here and go face, but I think that's first. So this goes here. So do I ever bump in and kill both? It's pretty good tempo, right?
Okay. Did the thing, and ETC is a good draw. It's a 5/5. I'll take it.
Do I care about my professions?
Okay, Rogues do. It's a good one. That's usually the best one to get.
I guess we can use the Reckless Rocketeer just to kind of troll. Just go face. Like this goes here, this goes here. We just trade.
All right, let's see what it gets us.
Okay, that's unfortunate. It is what it is, though. I guess I can go.
Oh, I can skip.
Infiltrator and be happy with it.
You love to see it.
Some wine about how I'm saving the Voodoo Doctor to heal, but it's like, nah, like sometimes you just misclick. It doesn't matter, because Black Knight gets to wreck Lord of the Arena.
It's probably okay. And by okay, I mean we just got rolled. Ooh, okay. Easy.
Baron just put 2 Sea Giants in all of his decks. Like that's how he's gonna fucking do it. Okay, I'm really glad I kept this. I think we solved the meta. Don't get Sea Giants.
To do this quest, I've definitely done this 100
I mean, we
times.
high rolled it back, but I mean, he has the Black Knight, bro. Okay. Maybe he doesn't have an answer to the Sea Giant. Oh my god. Am I trolling? Oh, that's really good. I'd rather play a 5-4 here. We'll do this, then I'll do this.
He's going face? Why is he going face? What does he have that going face is right?
Wait, why is this Murloc 0 mana? I feel like this should be 1. Interesting question. The card is literally called Murloc, by the way. It's unfortunate that. See, the problem with problem I'm gonna have. Oh god. Problem I'm gonna have now is, or I was gonna say before you play the taunt. I have to do this. All right, surely he doesn't have a second big game hunter, right? Surely.
Yep. Well, what can you do?
No, he doesn't kill me 1 turn. Obviously, we're going face here. 1 big minion off the top would just seal the game. Oh, great, because that actually does 5 damage. That should be game.
Guess we're dead.
Oh god. Not the booty bay. No, 1 damage off. I guess I just play it. There's no reason to hold it. How does he do this? Is there any card in the game that would save me here? Oh, let's, or save him. Okay. Pog, dude, let's go.
All right, GG's. Whatever it takes, Raren. I get it. I get it. Some random decks. Give Raynad some Hungry Crabs, put in Deathwings and Sea Giants and all of his. I get it. I get it.
The champ is here. Am I right? Thanks for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. And let me know what things you want to see Raynad in.
We good? Oh, off with you.
Interest that he is aware of before he attacks me further to protect his stepfather's business and his personal interest. Oh my god. What am I supposed to say to that? Like, as I said, my stepfather's been teaching, he's been teaching in New York and the tri-state area for the last 50 freaking years, dude. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Actually, sorry, it's not 50 years, it'd be 46 years. It was 1978 when he had his first program, I believe, at Hunter Elementary and college. So, yeah, I have a conflict of interest, you guys. Yeah, like I said before, I have zero interest in ever taking over my stepfather's foundation. But I like that Delugi makes up this complete story that is total, you know, for something. Yeah, like what am I supposed to say to that other than, you know, I'm sorry, Maxine, but you can spout that, but you don't know what you're talking about at all. Yeah, I said sorry, only 46 years, right? Only 46 years, exactly. Right, and let's see what else does he say. Interest that he is aware of before he attacks me further to protect his stepfather's business and his personal interests. Oh my god. What am I supposed to say to that? Like, as I said, my stepfather's been teaching. He's been teaching in New York and the tri-state area for the last 50 freaking years, dude. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Actually, sorry, it's not 50 years. It'd be 46 years. It was 1978 when he had his first program, I believe, at Hunter Elementary and college. So, yeah, I have a conflict of interest, you guys. Yeah, like I said before, I have zero interest in ever taking over my stepfather's foundation. But I like that Delugi makes up this complete story that is total, you know, or something. Yeah.
Okay, we're moving.
Tell the city guard to be on the lookout for unusual weapons being smuggled into Borealis.
Aye, sir. Fancy a cuppa? The cool ways to the sea.
East Point Station. Okay. I'll do that, you know. I'll do it. Oh, we're finding things. Nothing exciting. I get to do a quest? That is the worst part of the BFA start, is just grinding. Oh, my nameplates are all messed up. Everyone's zombie servant? Some of them are good. Alright, let's get some more quests, because we're here.
Faithful employees, effective immediately, all ships are doubled. We do not ask this of you lightly. Your hard work ensures the safety of Coltyrus in these uncertain times. They won't catch me! I'm too fast! Regarding increased company presence on site, rest assured they are here for your safety. Given the rumors of foreign invaders and spies among us, we can never be too careful. Obey their instructions to avoid any unseemly incidents.
The chest is gone. Did I get trolled?
Direct inquiries to
That's the whole reason I came up here.
I don't care how you do it. I want those forges running day and night. The chemists are producing excellent powder. You will keep them supplied with refine
Why am I stunned? Let me change targets and hit this guy. Thank you. He's got 2 legs, lads. Dolly. That. There's treasure chest down here. It's real treasure. Is there a lieutenant mob here? Oh, there he is. He's dead. Okay. Let's go, dude. Live. Level 11. Can we ding? Yes, we ding. We upgrade our gauntlets. We ding, baby. He's level 14. He's not mounting. What's he doing? Watch your back. What's here? Raw azurite. Oh, Lord. Where am I? Holy moly. Oh, can I do freehold? Please?
What can I do for you? Keep the wind in your sails.
Did I just troll myself by picking warlords, dude? Good day to you. Alright. Shadow Moon Burial Grounds. I guess that one's kind of good to do. It's going to be in the pool next season, right? Okay, whatever quest I just got. Blood in the Tides. Yeah. Slay some sirens. Okay, I want to do that. Get some boots. Oh, let's go. Okay, I might have been trolling. I might have been trolling by just grabbing every quest in existence and not actually just spamming dungeons. Yes, sir. Here we go. Oh. Oh, we need no damage. But we might, I mean the whole group. Okay, I just need to put that on my bar. I have mastery, crit block. Anything new? New. No, nothing. Okay, we go right, then we go left. I remember. I can't throw my freaking thing though. Big bull. Kill this guy. Subjugate. Uh-oh. I really gotta execute dudes, because then I get my victory rush, and then I can do damn. Oh. I don't have battle rage yet? Alright. That guy's got a stun? That's kind of cracked. I don't remember this fight, to be honest. Oh my gosh, I need Thunderclap. This feels so bad. We take bracers. I'm alive, so he's doing something right. I don't know how hard this is gonna be if we just run through here. Okay, okay. Oh no. I didn't get the interrupt. He gets mad at something else. Oh, I missed the interrupt. Whoops. The absolute struggle. Oh, executes. Huge. No loot, that's fine. Someone's trying to trade me. What do they want? The bracers that I already equipped? This better be like 70,000 XP, dude. I remember this thing being hard. Is it still hard? You just have to spread out, is that it? He's gone, man, and we go. I forget how this works. I know I have to dodge balls, but we just fight him here? Do they come back in this mode? No. Oh, I don't have Ignore Pain or Spell Reflect. Big Brain plays. Does this guy get mad or do we just fight him? He gets mad at something, right? It's a different dungeon. Alright, we're kiting. Oh, he's faster than me. Never mind, we're not doing that. Ow. I want intervene. Uh-oh, I didn't want all of them. Summon an unstable boy. Oh no. That's about as much as a quest would have got me. I'm not doing that again. That's atrocious, dude. Why would they do that? There's no bonus, there's nothing. That feels bad, dude. Dude, that would be hard for a new player. They're just like, yeah, get fucked. Get absolutely blasted, moron. And now my abilities are different. God, that's weird. Oh, I can become a tank now. That's huge. Doesn't help me much. Yeah, no, but tiny bit. What is the leveling meta right now?
Welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a Horde leveling guide all the way up from level 1 to level 50. I've had this requested so much that I just had to make this video. Thank you as always to my wonderful patrons who continue to support the channel with their money. I massively appreciate it, and you'll gain access to my awesome guides on erosiumtv.com.
I believe you.
World of Warcraft guides website built. Alright, so I've just been inundated with so many requests for a Horde leveling guide, and I think this is just purely because you guys really enjoyed my Alliance leveling guide. I'm going to take that as it is what it is, and I'm going to make this awesome guide for you. First is first, let's make ourselves a character. So you just choose any character that you want from the Horde. We have the Orc, Nightborn, Undead, High Mountain Tauren, Magar Orc, Troll, Sandalari Troll, Blood Elf, Zolpera, Goblin, and of course Pandaren. Now it is worth noting, if you right click these, through Exile's Reach and get yourself to level 10 and flying to Orgrimmar. It should be really easy. Now to help me with this leveling guide, I'm actually just going to be using the guide straight from my Patreon, just so that it's much easier for everyone to visualize what it is I'm talking about.
Okay, where is your Alliance leveling guide,
What's
brother?
up, gaming heroes? Welcome.
One to 60. 3 days ago.
What's up, gaming heroes? I want them to heal, so we're going to choose a customize this one. I quite like the randomizer. I'm just going to randomize it a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't like that one. Trash. No. Oh, yes. Okay. Now select a name, and then you will be provided with 2 options. Either go with Exile's Reach, which is a really good starting zone that will take you from level 1 all the way to level 10. It's just a really good tutorial which Blizzard recently created to streamline the player experience of leveling from 1 to 10. I really like going for Exile's Reach, or additionally choose your racial specific zone, which in this instance would be Shangzi Training Grounds. This will get you to level 15, but typically for most racial starting zones, it gets you to level 5 to 10. I like going for Exile's Reach as it's a much more streamlined experience and it doesn't take too long. Once you've done that, select Exile's Reach and click finish and do the entirety of Exile's Reach. It's so simple, anyone can do it. Get that completed and you'll be teleported to Stormwind at the end. At level 10, when you have arrived at Stormwind from Exile's Reach, you'll be teleported to this location, which is Valley of Heroes. You'll simply need to talk to the NPC and select the skip option, which basically skips the entire BFA quest line, which we don't want to have to do, as it is going to massively slow you down. We're going a much different route for our leveling process. So select the NPC in front of you and select skip. At this point, it's going to be really important for us to go and speak to Chromie and put ourselves on Chromie time. Chromie will be right here on the map for Stormwind. This is a very similar process if you are Horde. So do bear that in mind. For Horde, you will obviously be in Ogrimmar, and you will likely start at the start of Ogrimmar, and you will need to find Chromie, who should be right here. Now, whilst you're on your way to Chromie, I highly suggest
that
stop off at
chest
Mount
gave me
Training
about
and
as
pick up your
much
first level
XP
of Mount Training. Whilst on your way to Chromie from the Mount Trainer, I highly
as the
suggest
whole
you pick up both
dungeon did,
engineering and
and
you
it
pick
took
up
like
mining.
20
Engineering
minutes.
won't be very useful to you until the later stages of this leveling, but picking it up nice and early really is quite useful. Mining is exceptionally useful whilst you're leveling, as you get a huge amount of experience, which usually is almost more than 1% of your whole XP bar. So if you get even 20 ores per level, you're getting 20% of your XP bar done just simply by collecting a simple ore. Very useful indeed. Now we simply speak to Chromie and we select Chromie time Warlords of Draenor. This might be called the Iron Horde.
I got
as
lucky.
well. This is very important, as in the later stages of this leveling route, you will need to go to Warlords of Draenor for roughly 10 to 20 levels. If you don't know already, you can actually purchase a toy which allows you to discover all of the flight points across the world, and you can purchase this from any heirloom vendor, such as the one in Ironforge. I would suggest at this point to use those, and that will explore all of the various flight points across the kingdoms that you would need. Once you put yourself on the Chromie time, head over to Dungar Longdrink or your respective faction flight master, and if you are Alliance, this is where you will fly to East Vale Logging Camp to start your questing from level 10 to 50. When you have arrived in East Vale Logging Camp, simply pick up all of the quests here, and then the next load of quests, which will be over at this little hut over here. Once you've grabbed this quest here, head over to the bridge and pick up all of the quests that this gentleman here has to offer. At this point, you just simply need to complete all of the quests in this area, and some of the quests which will take you down to the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch. I'd also suggest grinding out half a bar of XP on the Murlocs near this water here. This is a really good spot for just grinding, as the Murlocs spawn really quickly, and there's like a bunch of camps here for you to grind on those, and there should be a little bit of ore as well. If you grind a little bit here, it makes it a lot easier later in the leveling route for you to turn on
booties. Got them boot boots.
It's easier to get the XP early than it is later. Once you have Eastvale Locking Camp completed, head over to Redridge Mountains. As you enter Redridge Mountains, you will notice there'll be a quest here that you can pick up straight from the wanted poster. There'll be a quest from Daisy Parker, and then if you go all the way up the stairs, there'll also be a quest up here as well. Complete all of these quests right here. Do not go any further into Redridge Mountains until you've got all of these quests completed. They're quite simple quests.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way. I'm not helping you.
Area and collect some plans from the gnolls as
Good
well.
luck
Get
with
all
that,
those
brother.
quests completed and hand them in. Then simply head over to Lakeshire. It's really important that as you're going along, you're picking up all of the ore that you are finding, as this is really, really good experience for your character. If you haven't got the toy that unlocks all the flight paths, make sure you pick up the flight paths as well. When you get to Lakeshire, the first quest you want to pick up is from Little
I
Sean
have some
here.
Overwatch
who
gaming
will need you to
friends?
Go into the lake and find the little necklace, which is basically a pile of mud, and there are several spawn locations, one starting over there and then working all the way down to the bottom of the lake. This is usually a very quick quest to complete. Get that one completed and then complete all of the quests in its entirety of Lakeshare. This should take you around 50 to 55 minutes if you're very quick. There is something really important about Lakeshire / Red Ridge Mountains, and that is the literal second you dig
Talents.
level 20, you want to be taking yourself back to Stormwind. Why do you want to do this? Well, this is really, really important for you to do, and it's because at level 20 you get access to War Mode. This will grant you an additional 15 to 20% experience, and with the amount of horde that you're going to be meeting leveling from 10 to 50, it's really going to be none at all, and therefore I would actually suggest just getting it done. 15 to 20% extra XP is so much time saved, and realistically you're not going to meet any horde until you get to level 50 when you enter the Shadowlands. And even if you did meet a horde and they did defeat you in almighty PvP, the time saved from that extra 20% is still way more than it would be to just run to your body once. So make sure a second you
Okay,
hit
level
level 20,
15. Can I
you
queue for what I
turn
want to
your
queue
war mode
for?
on at Stormwind
Why?
or at Ogremar, and you come back. Complete the entirety of Lakeshire. At this point, you have two options, and your two options are
Why,
you need to
game?
go to Duskwood and complete the entirety of Duskwood. This should ding you all the way to level 30.
Why do I get Thunderstalled, man? Thunderclap, level 19.
Leveling
Ugh,
zone is a
just let me
beautiful
play the
zone,
game.
and the quests are so efficient and give you a ton of experience. If you don't want to do Duskwood, you can also go over to Loch Modan. Loch Modan is also another area which provides you with an absolute load of experience and is much like Duskwood in the sense of the quests are all, you know, pretty close and pretty easy to get to. So choose one of those two areas and get them completed. Additionally, you can complete both areas if you wish to. It's just ideally I choose either Duskwood or Loch Modan typically, and I get that completed. Complete the entire area until you ding to level 30. Same for Duskwood, do the entire of Duskwood until you level to 30. If you are using the add-on Azeroth Autopilot, which is basically an add-on that allows you to almost automate your questing experience and make it a lot easier and smoother. If you're using an add-on such as that, then I highly suggest you follow these steps. Type in the chat /AAP. This will bring up the Azeroth Autopilot selection box. Select custom path. At this point, this is where I would highly suggest to you to put in your Red Ridge Mountains, your Duskwood, right like that. Now it's worth bearing in mind that Eastvale Logging Camp doesn't have a separate quest area because it's part of the Elwyn Forest Hull. Alright, so I highly suggest that you just do Eastvale Logging Camp without this add-on, and then when you get to Red Ridge Mountains and Duskwood, this will really help you. The reason this is so important to use is because when you get to zones like Red Ridge Mountains and like Duskwood, this leveling add-on will greatly improve your efficiency on a whole. There will be times where it will tell you to run into Stranglethorn Vale even though you're leveling in Duskwood, and it won't seem to make sense to you at first, but it actually saves you nearly 3 to 5 minutes of just walking around like a headless chicken. It's a very good add-on for these two zones, and it's very efficient. Once you've dinged level 30, now it is time to go over to Warlords of Draenor. If you haven't dinged level 30 upon finishing Duskwood, then I highly suggest you simply do a looking for group. This will get you the final bit of experience that you need. It could be things like, you know,
no, did I lose
rushing
them?
things too much, or you didn't do any, you know, you didn't pick up any ore along the way, or you missed, you know, a couple rares that give you quite a lot of experience. It could be anything, but if you do miss any experience to level 30, do a looking for group. Simply sign up for a looking for group. If you sign up for a time walking dungeon, if there's one available, you will get more experience from a time walking dungeon than you will from a normal random dungeon. This is just the way that Blizzard have currently got this, and it is what it is. To get that completed as quickly as possible, then when you are level 30, fly over to your respective portal room. In your respective portal room, there will be a Vanguard Battle Mage. This is the person you need to speak to, and when you speak to them, as long as you're on the Chromie Warlords of Draenor Iron Horde timeline, this Vanguard Battle Mage will provide you an option to teleport to the Blasted Lands. Upon speaking to the Battle Mage, you will be teleported to this area if you are Alliance. Simply run or fly over to Hadgar. Now it's worth noting that if you are level 30, you should have picked up flying at this point from Stormwind whilst you were there. This is going to be very useful having flying in Warlords of Draenor especially. At this point, you have two options. You can either speak to Khadgar and do the beginning scenario of Warlords of Draenor, or you can simply abandon the quest.
My man, where we going? You're drunk.
Go to Warlords of Draenor and simply run straight through the portal without speaking to Khadgar, and this will skip the entirety of the starting campaign through Warlords of Draenor and take you directly to the garrison campaign.
Oh.
This is entirely up to you. I've worked it out and it's much quicker to skip the scenario. However, the scenario is really good experience and it's streamlined, so it takes you from step A, B to C and to D, which is very, very useful if you're a bit of a newer player to World of Warcraft. If you're a seasoned veteran like myself, it's up to you what you want to do, but I like to skip it personally. Once you've completed the scenario, or you have even skipped the scenario, you will be left on this beach if you are Alliance, and you will need to speak to Velen and complete your entire quest line, which will take you through to the garrisons of Warlords of Draenor. It will basically set you up for the garrisons entirely, and once you've done that, you'll have the garrison fully set up. You'll need to complete the first initial quests of the garrison, such as building the barracks and such as that, until eventually you have unlocked the Flight Master, and you will be able to speak to the Flight Master, who will ask you if you would like to go to Storm Shield Ashran. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're actually going to go directly and fly to Wildwood Wash Gorgrund. You'll see that if you hold the map and you open up the map and you go to Gorgrund, you should actually be able to see a quest around this area here, which will start off the whole Gorgrund area for you. As long as you open up your garrison and you access your Flight Master, you should get this quest relatively quickly. Gorgrund, in my opinion, is the best zone in World of Warcraft for experience. The amount of treasures, bonus objectives, quests alone, and rare elites is absolutely insane. And you can easily get from, say, level 32, 33,
Freehold
to level 50 from just doing Gorgrund, which is crazy. Now, at this point, using Azeroth Autopilot again, type in /AAP, click Custom Path, and select Gorgrund from this list. If you drag it over to the custom path here, this will allow you to complete that. It's worth noting it's not appearing for me, as I've already done it on this character. As long as you're following the Azeroth Autopilot version of Gorgrund, it will give you so much experience, you'll be so shocked by the sheer speed of which you are leveling. I can take a character myself from level 10 to 50 in around 3.5 to 4 hours. I've done this on stream before, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Keep questing in Warlords of Draenor until you hit level 50. If you follow the Gorgrund questline, this will eventually take you to Talador, which is also a good little bit of XP and will get you definitely to level 50 if Gorgrund didn't. Once you've dinged level 50, you don't have to do anything because you're going to be teleported directly to Stormwind if you're Alliance and Orgrimmar if you're Horde. This is because at level 50, you get taken off Chromie time and automatically teleported to the beginning of Shadowlands. At level 50, you will be teleported to where I am right now in Stormwind, and you will have your faction leader specific starting the Shadowlands questline. It's worth noting that at this point, you will be given the option to skip the Maw if you have previously completed the Shadowlands on a character. If you have never done Shadowlands on a character, then you will not get the skip option, unfortunately. The Maw does take a little bit of time to get through, and there's a lot of RP stuff that you've got to watch and just kind of be a passive bystander to the story unfolding before you. However, once you've got through that, the leveling route is actually quite quick for Shadowlands, much quicker than previous expansions for the full leveling route. Upon completing the Maw, you'll be brought to Oribos, where you choose to go with Threads of Fate or the typical Shadowlands campaign. If you've never completed the Shadowlands campaign, it will force you to complete the campaign at least once before you get the option for Threads of Fate. If you've completed the campaign before, it is entirely up to you what you wish to do at this point, but personally, if you're really going for speed, I'd highly suggest choosing Threads of Fate. Then follow through the quests as they basically ask you to select Covenant and they ask you to select an area. This is an optimal time to select Orghast. Speaking to Talinara, you will be asked basically to select an area. If you select the Maw as your first area, it will get you to start Torghast. Do your very first Torghast. This is super easy to do. All you have to do is come over to this part here, use these teleporters, and then jump into the Maw. It is worth noting that before you jump into the Maw, I highly suggest You ding your renown to level 40 by simply buying this broker's mark of distinction from this vendor right here next to the flight path master in Oribos. If you don't have this option yet, that's because you need to have at least one character on your account which has reached level 80 renown with one covenant. Then this gets unlocked and you can use this on all future characters. This is a very useful thing. So once you've selected your covenant, come over here, buy your broker's mark of distinction. This is very useful as you get a huge amount of perks from having level 40 renown, such as stamina, such as additional world quest perks, everything like that. Once you've done that, head over to Torghast. Once you're in Torghast, if you are level 50, you'll get access to this daily quest here from Vanish, who will basically offer you a huge amount of experience to complete one of the wings of Torghast. Accept that quest, complete one of the wings of Torghast. You don't need to get high points in Torghast, you just need to complete it. So blast through that Torghast, don't worry about killing all the mobs. All you need to do is get just enough anima powers to be able to complete the end boss, kill the end boss, come out, hand this quest in, get a huge amount of experience from Vanish, and because you've now completed the Torghast area of Shadowlands, you can now head back to Oribos and hand in the quest for completing the Moor Torghast, and you're ready to select a brand new area. At this point, I actually stop using Azeroth Autopilot and I actually go my own route, but it's entirely up to you if you choose to do that. I personally like to go with Bastion after I've done my Torghast for the day. I select Bastion, and then I head over to Bastion and I complete every single side quest here you see on the map. You can complete world quests as well, but don't go out your way to complete them. Just do your side quests as they are very, very useful, especially when you're working towards your main objectives, which is helping the Kyrian with their area. The whole purpose of leveling in Shadowlands is realistically to complete the objectives of helping your specific zone, your specific covenant as fast as possible. And that is why completing the side quests and picking up treasures is really, really important. Now, before you obviously head out to these areas, make sure whilst you're in Oribos to pick up Engineering Shadowlands from Hall of Shapes just here, and also Mining Shadowlands, which can be picked up from Hall of Shapes just here. Why mining? Mining provides a huge amount of experience in Shadowlands and just gives you extra passive experience as you're going about the world. It's very useful for leveling. Why engineering? Well, if you are an engineer, you have, especially as a Shadowlands engineer, even level 1, you get access to the wormhole generator. This is a vital Shadowlands teleport that can be used every 15
Let's go
minutes
get some
to teleport to any
resources.
zone in Shadowlands of your choice. Very, very useful, and I would say it's absolutely vital to anyone leveling a character in Shadowlands. If you haven't got hardcore professions already, just take that. You can buy it
What do I
from
do
the
with the
auction house. You
grog?
don't even need to craft it. and you
Tangle
only need
rigging,
level
rig
1
robbing.
Shadowlands
Tangle
engineering.
rigging, rig
Super
robbing.
easy, right?
Tangle
So we
rigging,
now
rig
have the
robbing.
A's the Kyrian quest, and doing this quest
don't know.
by simply
Broken.
completing the side quest around Bastion and completing any world quests or completing any objectives will work towards that. My experience alone has said that doing side quests is the quickest way to do this. I highly suggest as well you pick up the quest for this dungeon, Necrotic Wake, and you sign up on looking for group or a Necrotic Wake dungeon. You won't get a huge amount of experience by signing up specifically because it's not random, but if you sign up specifically, at least you complete this quest here, and that will provide you with an absolute banging amount of experience. Once you've completed the entirety of the Bastion side quests, you should have the Aid the Kyrian completed, and it will send you back to Oribos to speak to Talinara once again. At this point, choose Ardenweald. Do the same thing with Ardenweald. Complete all of the side quests in Ardenweald. Make sure you grab the quest to complete Mists of Turner Scythe. Complete Mists of Turner Scythe by simply looking for group once again and signing up to Mists of Turner Scythe. If you're not level 60 by the end of Ardenweald, then simply go over to Revendreth and do the exact same once again.
Jeez, this guy's
Leveling in
rude,
Shadowlands
man.
is such an easy thing. It really takes no effort at all, and as long as you're focused on those side quests, you will blast through everything. Try not to get too distracted with world quests. World quests are great experience, however, they can be difficult and they can be very competitive if you've got war mode on. So if you are
Rig
using Ganked
robbing.
by
Use
Hordes
the
or
tangle
Ganked
to
by
collect the
Alliance,
sea
then
dog
feel free
grog.
to switch that
When you're trying to
off.
break,
This
get
has
some
been my
grog
guide,
water just off
leveling
the
from
dock. Stash in
level
a crate.
1 all the way up to
Yep, so
level
do me a favor,
60
fetch it,
in
will you?
World of Warcraft Shadowlands. I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, feel free to smash the like button and click subscribe for more World of Warcraft content. If you want to check out some of my awesome World of Warcraft gold guides and other guides like that, then check out my Patreon, which is connected up to erosiumtv.com, which is a professional website I've designed to write professional looking guides. Thanks for watching.
There's
This is
breaks.
Erosium out.
Okay, well. I go turn in all these quests, I guess.
Lord Admiral's favorite friend.
Get into the video. When creating a brand new character, select a class that you feel most comfortable about, whether you're going to be a healer, a tank, or a DPS. Just select your class and then select the race that you specifically want to play. Do bear in mind that some races don't have access to all of the classes, but choose the race that best fits you and your personality. Try not to pay too much attention to the racial abilities of each class, as this is really something that very sweaty players will do. Try to focus more so on what you identify most as in World of Warcraft and what you enjoy most as. In this instance, I want this character to be a bit of a panda, and I want them to heal. So we're going to choose a customize. This one, I quite like the randomizer. I'm just going to randomize it a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't like that one. Trash. No. Oh, yes. Okay. Now select a name, and then you will be provided with two options. Either go with Exile's Reach, which is a really good starting zone that will take you from level 1 all the way to level 10. It's just a really good tutorial which Blizzard recently created to streamline the player experience of leveling from 1 to 10. I really like going for Exile's Reach, or additionally choose your racial specific zone, which in this instance would be Shangzi Training Grounds. This will get you to level 15, but typically for most racial starting zones, it gets you to level 5 to 10. I like going for Exile's Reach as it's much more streamlined experience and it doesn't take too long. Once you've done that, select Exile's Reach and click finish and do the entirety of Exile's Reach. It's so simple, anyone can do it. Get that completed and you'll be teleported to Stormwind at the end. At level 10, when you have arrived at Stormwind from Exile's Reach, you'll be teleported to this location, which is Valley of Heroes. You'll simply need to talk to the NPC and select the skip option, which basically skips the entire BFA quest line, which we don't want to have to do as it is going to massively slow you down. We're going a much different route for our leveling process. So select the NPC in front of you and select skip. At this point, it's going to be really important for us to go and speak to Chromie and put ourselves on Chromie time. Chromie will be right here on the map for Stormwind. This is a very similar process if you are Horde. So do bear that in mind. For Horde, you will obviously be in Orgrimmar, and you will likely start at the start of Orgrimmar, and you will need to find Chromie, who should be right here. Now, whilst you're on your way to Chromie, I highly suggest you stop off at the Mount Trainer and you pick up your first level of Mount Trainer. Whilst on your way to Chromie from the Mount Trainer, I highly suggest you pick up both engineering and you pick up mining. Engineering won't be very useful to you until the later stages of this leveling, but picking it up nice and early really is quite useful. Mining is exceptionally useful whilst you are leveling, as you get a huge amount of experience, which usually is almost more than 1% of your whole XP bar. So if you get even 20 ores per level, you're getting 20% of your XP bar done just simply by clicking a simple ore. Very useful indeed. Now we simply speak to Chromie and we select Chromie time Warlords of Draenor. This might be called the Iron Horde as well. This is very important, as in the later stages of this leveling route, you will need to go to Warlords of Draenor for roughly 10 to 20 levels. If you don't know already, you can actually purchase a toy which allows you to discover all of the flight points across the world, and you can purchase this from any heirloom vendor such as the one in Ironforge. I would suggest at this point to use those, and that will explore all of the various flight points across the kingdoms that you
kill
need.
this person.
Once you put yourself on the Chromie time, head over to Dungar Longdrink or your respective faction flight master, and if you are Alliance, this is where you will fly to East Vale Logging Camp to start your questing from level 10 to 50. When you have arrived in East Vale Logging Camp, simply pick up all of the quests here, and then the next load of quests, which will be over at this little hut over here. Once you grab this quest here, head over to the bridge and pick up all of the quests that this gentleman here has to offer. At this point, you just simply need to complete all of the quests in this area and some of the quests which will take you down to the Brackwell pumpkin patch. I'd also suggest grinding out half a bar of XP on the Murlocs near this water here. This is a really good spot for just grinding as the Murlocs spawn really quickly, and there's like a bunch of camps here for you to grind on those, and there should be a little bit of ore as well. If you grind a little bit here, it makes it a lot easier later in the leveling route for you to turn on war mode when you ding level 20. It's easier to get the XP early than it is later. Once you have Eastvale Locking Camp completed, head over to Red Ridge Mountains. As you enter Red Ridge Mountains, you will notice there'll be a quest here that you can pick up straight from the wanted poster. There'll be a quest from Daisy Parker, and then if you go all the way up the stairs, there'll also be a quest up here as well. Complete all of these quests right here. Do not go any further into Red Ridge Mountains until you've got all of these quests completed. They're quite simple quests, such as kill the wildlife around this area and collect some plants from the gnolls as well. Get all those quests completed and hand them in. Then simply head over to Lakeshire. It's really important that as you're going along, you're picking up all of the ore that you are finding, as this is really, really good experience for your character. If you haven't got the toy that unlocks all the flight paths, make sure you pick up the flight paths as well. When you get to Lakeshire, the first quest you want to pick up is from Little Sean here, who will need you to go into the lake and find the little necklace, which is basically a pile of mud, and there are several spawn locations, one starting over there and then working all the way down to the bottom of the lake. This is usually a very quick quest to complete. Get that one completed and then complete all of the quests in its entirety of Lakeshire. This should take you around 50 to 55 minutes if you're very quick. There is something really important about Lakeshire/Red Ridge Mountains, and that is the literal second you ding level 20, you want to be taking yourself back to Stormwind. Why do you want to do this? Well, this is really, really important for you to do, and it's because at level 20 you get access to war mode. This will grant you an additional 15 to 20% experience, and with the amount of horde that you're going to be meeting leveling from 10 to 50, it's really going to be none at all, and therefore I would actually suggest just getting it done. 15 to 20% extra XP is so much time saved, and realistically you're not going to meet any horde until you get to level 50 when you enter the Shadowlands. And even if you did meet a horde and they did defeat you in almighty PvP, the time saved from that extra 20% is still way more than it would be to just run to your body once. So make sure the second you hit level 20, you turn your war mode on at Stormwind or at Ogremar, and you
So he's over here and then I can kill him? Is that the idea?
Of Lakeshire. At this point, you have two options. And your two options are, you either need to go to Duskwood and complete the entirety of Duskwood. This should ding you all the way to level 30, as if you were using the entirety of Duskwood leveling zone, it's a beautiful zone, and the quests are so efficient and give you a ton of experience. If you don't want to do Duskwood, you can also go over to Loch Modan. Loch Modan is also another area which provides you with an absolute load of experience and is much like Duskwood in the sense of the quests are all, you know, pretty close and pretty easy to get to. So choose one of those two areas and get them completed. Additionally, you can complete both areas if you wish to. It's just ideally I choose either Duskwood or Loch Modan typically, and I get that completed. Complete the entire area until you ding to level 30. Same for Duskwood, do the entire of Duskwood until you level to 30. If you are using the add-on Azeroth Autopilot, which is basically an add-on that allows you to almost automate your questing experience and make it a lot easier and smoother. If you're using an add-on such as that, then I highly suggest you follow these steps. Type in the chat /AAP. This will bring up the Azeroth Autopilot selection box. Select custom path. At this point, this is where I would highly suggest to you to put in your Red Ridge Mountains, your Duskwood, right like that. Now it's worth bearing in mind that Eastvale Locking Camp doesn't have a separate quest area because it's part of the Elwyn Forest Full. Alright, so I highly suggest that you just do Eastvale Locking Camp without this add-on, and then when you get to Red Ridge Mountains and Duskwood, this will really help you. The reason this is so important to use is because when you get to zones like Red Ridge Mountains and like Duskwood, this leveling add-on will greatly improve your efficiency on a whole. There will be times where it will tell you to run into Stranglethorn Vale even though you're leveling in Duskwood, and it won't seem to make sense to you at first, but it actually saves you nearly 3 to 5 minutes of just walking around like a headless chicken. It's a very good add-on
for these 2 zones, and it's very efficient. Once you've dinged level 30, now it is time to go over to Warlords of Draenor. If you haven't dinged level 30 upon finishing Duskwood, then I highly suggest you simply do a looking for group. This will get you the final bit of experience that you need. It could be things like, you know, you're rushing things too much, or you didn't do any, you know, you didn't pick up any ore along the way, or you missed, you know, a couple rares that give you quite a lot of experience. It could be anything. But if you do miss any experience to level 30, do a looking for group. Simply sign up for a looking for group. If you sign up for a time walking dungeon, if there's one available, you will get more experience from a time walking dungeon than you will from a normal random dungeon. This is just the way that Blizzard have currently got this, and it is what it is. To get that completed as quickly as possible, then when you are level 30, fly over to your respective portal room. In your respective portal room, there will be a Vanguard Battle Mage. This is the person you need to speak to, and when you speak to them, as long as you're on the Chromie Warlords of Draenor Iron Horde timeline, this Vanguard Battle Mage will provide you an option to teleport to the Blasted Lands. Upon speaking to the Battle Mage, you will be teleported to this area if you are Alliance. Simply run or fly over to Khadgar. Now, it's worth noting that if you are level 30, you should have picked up flying at this point from Stormwind whilst you were there. This is going to be very useful having flying in Warlords of Draenor especially. At this point, you have 2 options. You can either speak to Khadgar and do the beginning scenario of Warlords of Draenor, or you can simply abandon the quest that Chromie originally gave you to go to Warlords of Draenor and simply run straight through the portal without speaking to Khadgar, and this will skip the entirety of the starting campaign to Warlords of Draenor and take you directly to the Garrison campaign. This is entirely up to you. I've worked it out, and it's much quicker to skip the scenario. However, the scenario is really good experience, and it's streamlined, so it takes you from step A to B to C and to D, which is very, very useful if you're a bit of a newer player to World of Warcraft. If you're a seasoned veteran like myself, it's up to you what you want to do, but I like to skip it personally. Once you've completed the scenario, or you have even skipped the scenario, you will be left on this beach if you are Alliance. And
Excuse me, can I reach you?
Velen and complete your entire quest line, which will take you through to the garrisons of Warlords of Draenor. It will basically set you up for the garrisons entirely, and once you've done that, you'll have the garrison fully set up. You'll need to complete the first initial quests of the garrison, such as building the barracks and such as that, until eventually you have unlocked the Flight Master, and you will be able to speak to the Flight Master, who will ask you if you would like to go to Storm Shield Ashran. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're actually going to go directly and fly to Wildwood Wash Gorgrund. You'll see that if you hold the map and you open up the map and you go to Gorgrund, you should actually be able to see a quest around this area here, which will start off the whole Gorgrund area for you. As long as you open up your garrison and you access your Flight Master, you should get this quest relatively quickly. Gorgrund, in my opinion, is the best zone in World of Warcraft for experience. The amount of treasures, bonus objectives, quests alone, and rare elites is absolutely insane. And you can easily get from, say, level 32, 33, all the way up to level 50 from just doing Gorgrund, which is crazy. Now, at this point, using Azeroth Autopilot again, type in /AAP, click Custom Path, and select Gorgrund from this list. If you drag it over to the custom path here, this will allow you to complete that. It's worth noting it's not appearing for me, as I've already done it on this character. As long as you're following the Azeroth Autopilot version of Gorgrund, it will give you so much experience, you'll be so shocked by the sheer speed of which you are leveling. I can take a character myself from level 10 to 50 in around 3.5 to 4 hours. I've done this on stream before, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Keep questing in Warlords of Draenor until you hit level 50. If you follow the Gorgrund questline, this will eventually take you to Talador, which is also a good little bit of XP and will get you definitely to level 50 if Gorgrund didn't. Once you've dinged level 50, as long as you open up your garrison and you've accessed your Flight Master, you should get this quest.
Oh, I got Thunderclap. Let's go.
Best zone in World of Warcraft for experience. The amount of treasures, bonus objectives, quests alone, and rare elites is absolutely insane. And you can easily get from, say, level 32, 33, all the way up to level 50 from just doing Gore Grind, which is crazy. Now, at this point, using Azeroth Autopilot again, type in /AAP, click Custom Path, and select Gore Grind from this list. If you drag it over to the custom path here, this will allow you to complete that. It's worth noting it's not appearing for me, as I've already done it on this character. As long as you're following the Azeroth Autopilot version of Gore Grind, it will give you so much experience, you'll be so shocked by the sheer speed of which you are leveling. I can take a character myself from level 10 to 50 in around 3.5 to 4 hours. I've done this on stream before, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Keep questing in Warlords of Draenor in level 10 to 50 in around 3.5 to 4 hours. I've done this on stream before, so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Keep questing in Warlords of Draenor until you hit level 50. If you follow the Gore Grind questline, this will eventually take you to Talador, which is also a good little bit of XP and will get you definitely to level 50 if Gore Grind didn't. Once you've dinged level 50, you don't have to do anything because you're going to be teleported directly to Stormwind if you're Alliance and Orgrimmar if you're Horde. This is because at level 50, you get taken off Chromie time and automatically teleported to the beginning of Shadowlands. At level 50, you will be teleported to where I am right now in Stormwind, and you will have your faction leader specific starting the Shadowlands questline. It's worth noting that at this point, you will be given the option to skip the Maw if you have previously completed the Shadowlands on a character. If you have never done Shadowlands on a character, then you will not get the skip option, unfortunately. The Maw does take a little bit of time to get through, and there's a lot of RP stuff that you've got to watch and just kind of be a passive bystander to the story unfolding before you. However, once you've got through that, the leveling route is actually quite quick for Shadowlands, much quicker than previous expansions for the full leveling route. Upon completing the Maw, you'll be brought to Oribos, where you choose to go with Threads of Fate or the typical Shadowlands campaign. If you've never completed the Shadowlands campaign, it will force you to complete the campaign at least once before you get the option for Threads of Fate. If you've completed the campaign before, it is entirely up to you what you wish to do at this point, but personally, if you're really going for speed, I'd highly suggest choosing Threads of Fate. Then follow through the quests as they basically ask you to select Covenant and they ask you to select an area. This is an optimal time to select Orghast. Speaking to Talinara, you will be asked basically to select an area. If you select the Maw as your first area, it will get you to start.
I get it.
Bad luck for you. Carve 'em up. Fine. Another round. What? No. That's all wrong. That's better. These dice are cursed. Just get in there.
Get in there.
Enough. You're too late anyway. Our attack on Dalen's gate has already begun. The Proudmoors are done for. Thousand gold to whoever brings me their heads.
Please, hold on!
What? That's not fair. That's not fair.
Nice solid amount of likes in today's stream. Get those likes up, guys. Hit that like button. Show that you are enjoying the stream stram. And then
Hold on.
can
Okay,
we
good.
actually get some predictions in the chat as to how much gold you think we are going to make in the first 2 hours of this route? I want to see some predictions. I'm going to predict 380,000 gold. That's my prediction of how much I think we are going to make in the 2 hours of RTN route. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely right. I could be well under. I have no idea how much we're going to make, but that is my prediction right now. I'm excited to know how much do you guys think we're going to make in the first 2 hours of this RTN route. Do you think we're going to make a lot or a little? And can we get those likes up? I'm seeing it's now 6 likes, 27 viewers. Let's hit that like button, baby. Let's hit it. Let's smash it. Let's destroy it. Show it what the gaming heroes are capable of, okay? That's what I want to see. I want to see what the gaming heroes are capable of.
Sheesh, we fucking gaming, bro.
Or not. Hello there, Chest. No, there isn't. Goodbye, Chest. I am playing as an outlaw rogue. For anyone that's not aware of what that entails, as an outlaw rogue in World of Warcraft, you actually can track treasure on the minimap. So if I go to the minimap here, the little magnifying glass, I can click find treasure, and as long as I'm in the outlaw spec, I can actually track treasures on the minimap, meaning that I don't need to go into buildings to check if there's treasure in there. I can just go and follow the route and then instantly check if there's treasure there or not, saving an absolute buttload of time. Alright, so someone in the chat says 250k. That's Michael Avis thinks we're going to get about 250k in gold. That'd be interesting, you know, if we did. Have we got any other, like, predictions there? I said 380 for 2 hours, which is like the mega route of the RTN farm. I'm curious what other people think. Have you got any other predictions in the chat for how much we think we're going to make in gold? I do
Can I not swap my ability yet? Oh no, I couldn't. That's right. I was in that friggin' flight. Got it.
You do need to hit that subscribe button, and if you hit that like button, it just shows that you absolutely love the stream. Filthy sellout. Filthy sellout. Just got back from round 2 of chemo. Hoping your chat suits me, lol. Oh, dude, I really hope it does as well. Well done on round 2 of chemo. I really hope everything clears up and you get the all A-OK from Mr. Doctor. In estimated value or stuff that actually sells? I'd say 2k. Well, you know, it's always hard to say stuff that actually sells, because then you would need to check back within the next 6 months or so to see what sells. Unless you're one of those people who are mega impatient and are like, why is it not sold? And it's been 24 hours. You know, you have to be kind of like patient with this stuff and expect for it to take time to sell. If you aren't, then, you know, just go buy a token, because that's going to be the only way you're going to get gold realistically. You know, the game's changed, you know, materials aren't worth what they used to be nowadays. This is the best way to make gold as far as I'm concerned. An item that takes space in my bag for more than a week meets the vendor. Well, that's fine. That's completely fine, by all means. But I certainly think that's just your method. For many, like, pro gold makers, we make loads of gold from selling transmogs, and we are more than happy for it to take months at a time if that is the case. Because at the end of the day, we know that item is going to sell. It's just a matter of time. And when the item does sell, we're going to get a nice big fat payout. We've got other items to post anyway, so we're very patient people. You know, just in general, with making money in real life and making money in game, you need patience for both. Anyone can make a quick buck, but that's never the big money.
Wow.
Thanks. Round 2 was horrible. Well, I'm sorry it was horrible, bro. I am really sorry to hear that it was horrible, but I'm sure you will get through it.
Okay.
You're strong.
Can I friggin' turn in all these quests and then go home?
Honestly, my best wishes, prayers, and love to you and your family. Genuinely, and I really do wish you all of the best. Please pop into chat whenever you can, and just keep me updated with how everything's going. I know it's when you're going through tough situations like that, having someone to talk to is always like a actual blessing in disguise. So anytime you want to pop into chat, you want to pop into Discord, just say, hey, Era, this is how things are going, and stuff like that, and then I can just talk to you and see how things are, man. Honestly, I care about every single person here watching today, and it does mean the absolute world to me, just hearing about your journey and everything.
500 not worth.
And if I can be
500 not worth.
social support structure for you, then I'd love to be.
500
okay?
not worth.
So
Okay, great.
do always please come back and, you know, keep me updated with everything, bro.
I'm sure.
So we got someone who says 350k. Oh, you lowballed me. You just went under my amount. I said 380. So you got 350. We've got a 250k in the chat. Someone said 2k. Someone says 2k. How much do you guys predict in 2 hours of RTN farming we are going to make from this RTN farm? How much are you guys predicting? Come on now. The coolest dude in all of history. Absolutely awesome. This was really, really good last time. Doing 0 sorting. You don't want to be wasting your time sorting. Which will give you like all my tier. Tiny Notes or any other add-on have good treasure chest locations? I think loads of add-ons have it, dude, to be honest. Tons of them have it. Tikaroku, hey Arrow, hope you're doing good. Have a great stream and 32 people watching and 38 likes. You're doing great, keep it up. Aw, T, thank you so much. That's so kind of you, dude. How you doing, man? Are you okay? I really appreciate the lovely message. Teek's one of the guild officers here, chat. So everyone make sure you say hello to Teek. He's a really, really nice person. And he's actually really good at World of Warcraft. He's a really, really good World of Warcraft player. Genuinely one of the best shamans I've ever seen. So, I mean, he'll give Zap a run for his money. Genuinely, Takaroku in the chat is really, really cool guy. You guys will get on really well with him.
Greetings, sir, and
There's a reason he's an officer in the guild. Handy Notes have plugin for Old World Chest. Yeah, loads of add-ons have it, to be fair. Loads of them do. What is that? Cobalt deposit? I'm not going down for a cobalt deposit. If it's a chest, I'll consider it, but if it's not, then nah. Oh, we got Kashi, another officer. Kashi is another officer in our guild. She is the queen of healing when it comes to druid healing. The queen of healing, I tell you. The Dream Grove was made in Kashi's name. That's the rumor I heard. That's the rumor I heard. Guys, you gotta be nice to your healers, right? You gotta be nice to your healers if you want to stay alive. That's just the trick, all right? Trust me. You know that naked gnome run, guys? That was Kashi's idea. Cheers, bud. Love your videos so far. Thanks, Zaggy. Appreciate that. It's really nice. 100% backing Kashi on that. Damn straight. Wait, I'm not the #1 healer anymore. Come on, bro. Don't pray the raid, dude. Always. I can't find it. What's that? Sorry. Interface. Add-ons. Handy Notes. Yeah, Handy Notes here. It should all be on the website. It should everything should be linked on the RTN guides stuff there. Sorry, I forget everything off the top of my head, so that I always honestly, I personally refer back to the website to find my add-ons for stuff. Like sometimes I'm like, what add-on is needed for this farm again? I don't know. I'll just check the website. Literally, I use my own guides to remember stuff because I don't remember it. 25,000 gold? What the heck is that? What the heck is that? Hello, Big Papa Arrow in the building. Look at that. Oh my giddy god. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, okay, got you. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff.
Oh, there's a flying trainer there.
Guide itself. Let me have a little quick look. Artian from bum bum bum. What does it tell us we need to go? Let's go sell.
What is RTN?
What does it say we need? Roots import, silver dragon, and gather flame. Ah, there you go. That's everything you need. It has links there as well, but you won't be able to see those.
It's dangerous business walking out your front door. If you don't watch your feet, there's no telling where you'll end up.
But the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So we're going to talk about some awesome ways a Dungeon Master can start off their next Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Greetings, Dungeon Masters. My name is Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin.
And we are the Dungeon Dudes.
Today we're taking a look at 5 ways that you can get inspired to start a brand new adventure or campaign in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition.
We're going to be focusing on narrative structure by looking at some classic archetypes that are used in screenwriting and published adventures, but also found in fantasy fiction and television shows.
Yeah, and one of the hardest things for DMs is getting your players excited and motivated to take part in the stories that are about to unfold.
You also want to put a couple new original twists on what you're creating, but you don't want to make the players feel forced into the storyline that you're putting in front of them. So we're going to look at ways to give the players a good sense of freedom and choice at the outset of the campaign.
And you can use these to inspire a brand new campaign or even just a quest or adventure that the party's about to go on.
With that, let's get rolling. So we're going to call these different openings a term that we borrow from screenwriting, which is called the inciting incident.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at structure, not so much story. We're going to use something we call the adventure hook to kind of lay the bait to lure the players into wanting to participate in the adventure.
Regardless of how the story is going to go, adventure hooks have these structural elements that you can tailor to the character's motivations, the circumstances of your campaign world, and the specific story and adventure that you actually want to go on.
Anything like a war, a plague, even a tavern can all play vital parts in the adventure.
A good opening presents characters with a conflict or a problem that demands the character's action. They then need to find the motivation to participate in the event and the right stakes to make it all feel tense. This is how our story sizzles.
All of these share the same idea. A problem is presented that only the heroes can solve.
But what's unique about this is that the structure can be mapped onto almost any story or plotline that you want to tell. An introduction to a campaign about a war is very different if the characters begin as soldiers fighting on the front lines versus a group of refugees fleeing a besieged city. There are many different sides to the same story, so we're going to explore how this actually works in play.
So one of the most classic ways to open a story is the trouble on the road scenario.
This is found in so many Dungeons & Dragons adventures, including in the 5th edition starter set, like Lost Mine of Thamdelver.
Yeah.
It kind of begins when the players are traveling from point A to point B. They might be on the way to the next city or town, they might be traveling with a caravan. This actually even works if they're on a ship or a boat for a more naval themed campaign.
Yeah, and as they're traveling, something occurs that causes a problem, disrupts their travels, they're attacked, they're ambushed. Basically, something causes them to need to jump to action and kind of takes them away from their initial path to start something new.
Yeah, it's most often that this is like a bandit attack that then has other mysterious circumstances, or sometimes the players run into a mysterious ruin or a traveler on the road that needs help, or some sort of strange magical phenomena sweeps them up in some other way. The important thing about this is that it often can feel like an interruption to the character's previous goals. They might be really excited to get to Waterdeep and continue with what they wanted to do, like buying magic items, meeting with a patron, or continuing their own personal story. So when you start a campaign or an adventure off by interrupting them on the way, you need to think about how you might make it more relevant to the characters themselves.
One way to do that is if they're on their way, let's say to Waterdeep, in order to meet a specific person, you have that NPC meet them part of the way there, or that's part of the interruption, is the person they were going to meet now needs their help.
Yeah, this is actually exactly what happens in Lost Mine of Phandelver as well, that one of the contacts that you're going to meet has actually been abducted on the road. You find the traces of that crime scene, and then you follow it up to figure out what exactly has happened.
That makes it feel less like an interruption and more like the thing that you knew you were going to do is it's now even more important that you solve this immediate problem in order to continue on your quest.
Yeah, it introduces a complication or a permutation, right? Another popular way of doing this is that the players have an encounter that seems like a random encounter on the road, and then when they get to town, it turns out that that encounter actually fits in with the bigger problem at play, and that they need to now engage with those instigators that they encountered on the road to continue on with their main mission or quest. So you really want to find out ways to tie that in. Another great way to do this is to actually have characters that the players were not anticipating from their own backstories run into them on the road.
I think if we're going to use this to start off the campaign, one thing that's really cool is to have that initial journey, the road that they're traveling on to their destination, be somewhat trivial in comparison to the story that's about to unfold. So when something bigger and more important happens, it suddenly takes precedence over their initial quest. For example, they're going to Waterdeep because they need to deliver some goods to a store, but then all of a sudden they get attacked and they uncover some secret truth about like something that's threatening Waterdeep as a total. And that kind of changes the stakes and takes it away from, oh man, I really wanted to get to Waterdeep with these goods, to, oh my gosh, we're now the only ones who know about this secret and we need to save the whole city.
Another thing to ask yourself when you're creating an adventure like this is the journey more important or is the destination more important? If the destination is where the players are really excited about getting to, then maybe don't use this as your opening structure, right? Sometimes the travel just isn't the exciting part, right? On the other hand, you could have an entire great adventure that is about the adventures that people go on the road, going from town to town, helping the local villages, and all of these adventures that happen in between that. And then maybe the players run into trouble on the road that doesn't necessarily create a new plot line, but maybe on the road they make a new enemy who wasn't involved in the main story, but now they are an antagonist. Like they piss off a thief or a crazy wizard or a gang of brigands who might not have been involved in the storyline at all, but because the players interacted with the wrong person, now they've got an extra problem on their hands.
Wow, Monty, I think I've played that campaign before. Yeah, no, that's an excellent way to put it. The beginning of the campaign that I'm playing in at your table started off very lighthearted with a cross-country journey where we made a few strange animals along the way. But part of our quest was just getting from point A to point B, and all of these kind of hiccups happened along the way. But they didn't stop us from our quest. They just became part of the journey.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about starting your campaign as a journey is that you want to give the players a little bit of a tour of your campaign road as well. You want to show them the magic, majesty, and wonder that exists out there, and get them thinking and excited about all the things that are in front of them.
Next up, we have the all-famous Disaster Strikes scenario.
This one is incredibly common in published modules. We see it in Horde of the Dragon Queen, but also in Storm King's Thunder.
Yeah.
In this adventure opening, the players are minding their own business. They might be drinking in a tavern, or in a castle, or a keep. They might even be on a boat, too, and kind of cross ways with the traveling one. But the biggest difference here is how the players respond to the inciting incident. In this case, the city, tavern can be attacked, or there is some sort of natural disaster that occurs. And now the players are faced with a choice. Are they going to rise up and fight against the threat? Or are they going to try to escape and maybe help others escape in the process?
Yeah, with the beginning of Horde of the Dragon Queen, which is a campaign that I've ran, it starts with the town being under attack, and you do have to make those choices on, like, what are we going to do? Is this a situation that we can overcome, or are we just going to do our best to save as many people as possible from all of this crazy stuff that's happening to the town?
Yeah, one of the best ways to get your characters really invested in a scenario like this as a campaign opening is have them make their backstories as local heroes from the town. So they already have non-player characters that are their family members and childhood friends that they grew up with, and then spend a good part of the session actually just maybe having a local festival or interacting with the locals. Give your players a little bit of time to fall in love with this idyllic country village and then smash it to pieces.
It sounds like a mean way to go, but honestly, as a DM, your goal is to get them hooked into the story. And nothing gets you hooked like being like, here's all these 10 NPCs that you absolutely love. And now some of them died, some of them are captured, and you're trying to rescue a few of them. The town you fell in love with is under attack, everything's on fire, and you're sitting in the corner weeping because you just hope that you can make it out alive.
But that brings up a real pitfall, is that with these kind of scenarios, you don't want it to be so grim that the players lose absolutely everything. You want them to be able to save something. You want them to have a success. They could go as far as fighting off the entire attack and then being lauded as the local heroes. This is a great way to make your players feel amazing at the start of a campaign, and especially if you set up a really open-ended scenario where ask yourself when you're designing the attack or the natural disaster, what would happen if the players weren't there? How would this whole thing go down? And play it out like that, because that will allow the players to take the initiative in the scenario and rise to the occasion rather than having a predetermined set of events that must be tackled in a specific order.
I really like with this idea, rather than railroading the party through, like, here's the things that you do to solve this problem, even with the beginning of Horde of the Dragon Queen, I presented, here's the things that they're going to do. And instead, I presented all of the options to the party and said they're all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Which ones are you going to choose to take part in to try to rescue people? And I think that was much more interesting for them, to feel like the whole town is being bombarded at once. What are they going to choose to do when they're looking out from the keep, being like, the church is under attack, the mill's under attack, there's a high-profile target over there, there's people stranded over there, we only have a few hours to figure this out, which way are we going to go? And then it puts it in their hands that the attack's happening with or without them.
The time pressure is such a cool thing to introduce in these types of scenarios as well, right? That ticking clock is a great way to use as an adventure structure, because it means that with the disaster scenarios, the players don't have many opportunities to rest. So they really have to use their resources carefully. It's a fantastic challenge, and it's why the disaster strikes is such a strong way to start a campaign. The other big pitfall though that you really, really want to avoid with this one is Deus Ex Machina. That is, having high-level NPCs that come along and save the day instead of the players. This feels absolutely awful, and it really undermines all the aspects of the event because the players felt, well, our actions didn't matter because the badass dragon came along and saved everybody, or all the knights of the Vale rode in and saved us. This is something that works really well in movies and television, thinking about all the times that the losing battle is saved by the cavalry coming in, but I gotta say, it sucks so much as a player, unless that has been foreshadowed really clearly, and the event is set up as that the players have to hold out until the cavalry arrives. If they just show up unexpectedly and save the day, it doesn't feel very good at all.
Yeah, there is that way to twist that into, like you said, the time crunch of in like 4 rounds the cavalry will arrive. Then that adds this element of, against insurmountable odds, we need to survive for this long until we get safe. That works, but yeah, otherwise you're stealing the thunder from the heroes of the story. And really, if it's not about the players around the table, then
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Next up, we have the literal call to adventure.
This is a very well understood storytelling trope. It's best explained as the hero's journey, with the moment of the call to adventure. Joseph Campbell wrote a book called The Hero with a Thousand Faces, where he talked about this archetypal storytelling cycle, this pattern of a story that is used time and time again. And of course, it's in so many stories we love. It's a very difficult one to execute in Dungeons and Dragons.
If you're looking for classic examples, how about a crazy wizard knocking on your door and saying, hey, you have a ring, we need to go on an adventure?
Yep, the basic model behind this is that the player characters are living their lives normally, but then some person, prophecy, or object drops into their life and whisks them away from the normal world that once knew into a life of brand new. You betcha.
Yeah.
Right? And even Harry Potter as well. The world that the characters once knew has completely changed by the new information that they run into. Now, you can make this a lot different. They could be witnesses to a crime. They could discover that the debtors have come calling and need to go running. The big thing with this, whether the players have found a MacGuffin, need to save a princess, or anything like that, is that you can betcha that there is some evil force that wants to get their hands on the person, object, information, or prophecy that the players have in their possession, and they'll do anything to get it.
One of the problems with this work, though, that you can run into is the whole railroading the party into, you need to take part in this adventure. And I think one way to kind of avoid that is that you can actually look at this at your players and try to tie it into their backstories, to the characters that they know. You mentioned, like, rather than having the princess be captured, it's like a family member or something.
Yeah, it's like your brother is the one that's in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? And the object could be a personal family heirloom that now has more power than you thought it did. Right? Or the person that needs help is your old mentor. Right? This is a great way to actually work with the party a lot more in preparation for this type of adventure and ask them to do a little bit more with their backstories, so you've got some more NPCs, characters, and objects and places to work with. There's a couple really big pitfalls to watch in these adventures, especially when you're using them as the start of your campaign. And the biggest one is setting your player characters up as the chosen ones. This can lead to a lot of fun.
Yeah, having them be the chosen ones kind of makes it, like, not as urgent almost, because they're just like, okay, well, we're the ones who can solve this mission. I guess it's up to us, and here we go, and now we're all powerful, and we need to be, yeah, it's almost like powerful.
Yeah, the players want to feel like they're the only ones that can solve the problem, but they want the stakes to be real, and if they're the chosen ones that are the only ones decided by fate that can solve this problem, it means that maybe the threat of death or failure is taken away from them, because they kind of know that by the story that you're going to tell, you're going to fudge the dice and change the circumstances to make sure it always works out in their favor. And that really falls apart in a role-playing game where the players need a lot of choice and freedom to explore different things.
As an alternative to this, you may want to try the mission briefing scenario instead.
The mission briefing is basically where the players are hired in a similar means to the call to adventure, but in this circumstance, they're given a specific task that they need to accomplish, and the reward for completing that task is crystal clear to them. So they know what they're going to get for doing the job, and they have a vague idea of how to go about doing it, but it's really up to them.
This one really works if your party is like a group of mercenaries or soldiers or like hired goons of some sort, that it's just like...
Or rogues going on a heist.
Yeah.
They might be bounty hunters, they could be monster slayers. This also would be the example that you'd use in an investigation style campaign where there's been like a murder mystery, right? And this means that the players kind of have a big puzzle to solve, right?
Yeah.
Much like the Disaster Strikes one, particularly if you're doing like a murder mystery or a scenario, the best way to do this is to have maybe one of the players bring the one that presents the objective, right? It's a personal objective of their own. Or that this is someone in their own backstory, or it concerns somewhere that's important to them directly.
So at session 1, you let one player know the plot, and they have to relay it to the
Yeah,
rest of the
maybe
party?
one of the player characters is actually the one that's hiring the rest of the party to do the job.
That's cool.
Right? And then that creates kind of a that's what works in heist movies, right?
Yeah.
Like you got the brains and the brawn, and then they have to go get the hacker and the other specialists that all work together, and then they're going to get a big payout at the end. And they make their own plan, they figure everything out. And when you do it this open-ended like this, the players really get to feel like they're in control of deciding how they're going to tackle the mission. And so all you need to do as a DM is make the details of all the obstacles in their way and bring those up as the players encounter them, right? It makes it much more open-ended, and really the cool thing with the mission briefing is that you can kind of combine it with all the other ones. And say, you know, in a disaster scenario, the players have been given a mission where they have to fulfill that one thing to prevent the disaster. Or in the call to adventure, this is when Gandalf knocks at your door, right?
One of the other classics is the Great Escape scenario,
Yes.
where the characters start imprisoned or in some sort of prison somewhere, and they have to escape. They have to find their way out. This one has a few pitfalls to it, but it's also one of the most classic ones that I've seen.
Unfortunately, the Elder Scrolls and a lot of video games have kind of ruined the idea of starting the campaign as a prisoner.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to arrest your players partway through. But there's some really cool ways to morph the Great Escape into not the players being stuck in a literal prison, but they might be shipwrecked on an island. Maybe they're in an oppressive city to break off the shackles of an evil regime, right? The idea here is that the players are in control of plotting how they're going to get out. Another great way of this is actually Curse of Strahd, which in some ways is about escaping a nether realm or an evil dimension, right? You have to fulfill all these objectives, which makes it share a lot in common with the mission, and get out.
And then Out of the Abyss does the classic, you're in jail. But I think one thing that Out of the Abyss does that's important is if the characters are in a prison, you don't want to have them be like, well, we're going to throw you up against the wall tomorrow and assassinate you or anything like that. In terms of Out of the Abyss, they're being led as slaves.
Yeah.
So they have chances, they have time, they have all of these opportunities to plan their escape accordingly.
But just like in the mission briefing and the disaster scenario, time pressure makes really good sense in this kind of scenario, because if they're shipwrecked on an island, they're going to run out of good food after a couple days. Maybe they are in prison and they're going to be executed in 2 weeks, and they have 2 weeks to get out of there. Maybe they are in the oppressive city of an evil regime, and they need to stage a revolution and overthrow the evil king before that king can start enacting some really awful policies. In all of these situations, again, players get the freedom and the choice to decide how they want to tackle the adventure. And they're going to feel really, really awesome about it when it pulls off and they succeed. Like before, you don't want to, in the disaster scenario, prison break, the escape really works well if there is no one that's going to keep it safe.
Yeah, you don't want everything to just build up to somebody being like, hey, I was coming all along, the rest of you guys, let's go. You want that prison escape.
Another way to motivate the players, including time pressure, is that maybe the players are executed, but they're in prison, and there's some other event or person they need to get to. External to where they're trapped. Like, maybe you're in prison, but you need to escape so that you can warn your family about because you overheard the guards. Right? So finding ways to make the players to escape and to want to do it now. Because otherwise players in a prison situation might just feel like, okay, well, I'm just going to wait for my sentence to run out, right? Or just keep slowly building up. You want to create that pressure so the players feel that they have to act now.
Why don't we open things up now with the wide world scenario?
So this is kind of our bonus on top of all this, to say that you can actually combine all of these together in one adventure or campaign. to yield a really, really open-ended scenario where the players can find adventure almost anywhere.
Yeah, with this one, it takes a little bit more preparation because you need to kind of know all of the possible places your characters might choose to go.
But it works really, really well when you think about the impending disaster as this big event that's going to happen in your campaign. It's the big inciting incident, but there's all sorts of different entry points that players might have to that, and that's something that they can actually decide. Perhaps it begins with them traveling, and they might get arrested and end up as prisoners. Maybe they're conscripted into the battle. Maybe they are going to be soldiers, or they're going to escape from the besieged city. Thinking about it in this way, and then talking to your players really about what their expectations are and what they want to get out of the campaign will allow you to take that big plot idea that's boiling around in your head and give the players the entry point that they need to carry out.
What are, I think a great example of the wide world is actually the campaign that you're running currently.
Yeah.
Because that uses several of the options that we've talked about. So I say if you want to lightly just go through which ones were used in the beginning of your campaign.
Well, I used the idea of the players just traveling along the road, visiting tavern to tavern, and they had an objective because they were part of a wedding party.
Yeah, and that was
Right?
a very lighthearted
Yeah.
opening and a lot of fun, but it still kind of got us hooked, got us to learn the towns, got us to learn the places that we were passing through, really get to know everything.
And that actually came from you guys as the players because you all decided that you wanted to be childhood friends that all were going to a wedding of a mutual friend. I think that came out of us just riffing on, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we were all going to a wedding to start a campaign? And that became the time pressure because you had 2 weeks to get there. You had a few things you had to get on the way. And what you didn't know, though, was that there was a real impending disaster that was going to happen.
Yeah, and that was hinted at several times, but we didn't really see it come through until after the wedding, when it blew right open and suddenly there was this impending doom.
Yeah, and the whole time there was this little bit of a twist involved because the players needed to bring a wedding gift. This was kind of a call to adventure because they had to find a mysterious object that a whole bunch of bandits, a crazy wizard wanted to steal from the party. So they had to protect it while they were traveling.
And that ended up being the MacGuffin of this whole campaign.
Yeah, because it turned out that music box that you found was actually the phylactery of a witch. Which was given as a wedding present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so here you have an open world. We got to know the entire world before really things blew open, and we had all of these kind of little bits that were adding up to this epic story.
And then it culminated in really the players feeling like we have a mission that matters to us.
Yeah, and we weren't scripted to lead the army against the hobgoblins.
Yeah. This is a template of how we've expanded the Red-Handed Moon, which is a very classic module as well, and a great example of a mission-based campaign that opens up lots of ways for the players to have their own ideas and choices that really make a difference.
So this has been our top 5 scenarios to start your D&D adventure. We hope that you feel inspired to start the most epic adventure you've had yet.
This is a huge topic, and there are so many different ways that you can start your campaigns and adventures. And we would love to hear your ideas and thoughts, and we encourage you to check out the comments below for more ideas and inspiration beyond what we covered in this episode.
If you want to see our reviews on some of the campaign modules we mentioned, you can check out our playlist over here.
And we've got a continued playlist of more great advice for Dungeon Masters that you can check out over here.
Please subscribe to our channel so that you never miss an episode.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time
In the dungeon.
Is this one of those things where I have to read the thing? At the end of the mine. You're telling me I gotta go into the mine. QEK for what?
She won't.
Something to calm her down.
Oh no.